Andy, good evening. Hello, thank you for being here. Question for Joe. Do the KXA amplifiers have a soft limiter when stressed from lower impedance or voltage? I can hear it ramp back up when stressed to hardly sometimes, wired to half an ohm. Half an ohm? Andy, come on, man. No.
Andy, come on, man. What amp are you talking about?
He's talking a KXA. Does it have a soft limiter? I think he's got a 2501.
So an old one.
Correctly. Or 24, I'm sorry,
2400 one.
Yeah.
Silver or black, did it have the any load in it or did it not?
That I don't know.
If it's the any load amplifier, what you're doing is you're hitting the current limiting that happens of making it make the same power at 2 ohm or 1 ohm.
Oh, yeah.
And so seeing how you're wired below 1 ohm, you're actually hitting into the current limiter, and we're actually pulling back signal in the DSP because we don't want you to blow it up. So turn the gain down, Andy.
Thank you, Joe. Bad.
Or wire it up. One of the two.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in, and thanks for your support.
Man, was that a show tonight with Joe and Aaron? What is going on, everyone? Thank you for tuning in tonight. This is the Unmasked After Show. We're running a little late, but you know how the Unmasked show, 90 minutes-ish, give or take. I'm going to have to start rolling this at 11 o'clock, just so you guys can get your little bathroom break, jump on the Discord, get your popcorn, whatever have you. But I just appreciate you guys tuning in, hanging out with me tonight. And man, you know, just the whole testing of amplifiers, I know everybody, and same, we love to see the numbers count up on watts, but there's a lot more to it where your ears can hear, but with this, we can actually see the difference, which is just really insane. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. We got Drew here. What is going on? Appreciate you guys. Bubba and Cornut. We got them all. Thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. I was like, yo, I got to jump on the Discord, let these guys know we are going live in 5 minutes. Hello from Eugene, Oregon. We got another Pacific Northwest guy. Man, they're just popping out. Dubby even had some questions too tonight. Thank you for tuning in, Dub. And yeah, of course, I mean, these guys know, but the masses, yeah, we stream the Kicker UnMasked show on my channel as well, just to help push it out there. And it's always great knowledge that these guys are just talking about with car audio. It's insane. Thank you for tuning in and your questions, Dubby. Brian Townsend, what is up? Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. I appreciate all you guys tuning in. Man, you know, it's Tuesday, man. It's Tuesday. It's a good day. I appreciate you guys hanging out. The precision, the audio precision stuff, man, it is really interesting. I know it's, I can't even say it's a piece of equipment that's expensive. It's a lot. All the different things that you can buy with that, it's just really insane. If you check out their website, ap.com, it's just literally got everything A to Z, and just with everything that they do. Like, it's literally insane, guys. But, you know, just with this technology and being able to actually read amps and know what they're doing, it's insane. Where a lot of companies have somebody else do the research, Kicker and a few others do it themselves to know what they're going into. And I think that is the difference maker and separates them from the rest. Nothing against the other guys, but hey, you know, if you're selling a product, you should know exactly what it does, A to Z, not just W for watts. That was pretty good. All right, appreciate you guys hanging in, hanging out everywhere. You know the deal. Adrian, what is up? Thank you for tuning in, man. I appreciate you. William, hey, kicking it, Kicker UnMasked After Show with Andy, your rock star. Thank you for all you do. Thank you, William. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for hanging out with us every time we go live and always hanging out in the chats. I appreciate you big time, man. I know I was thinking about doing something with the amp dyno over there with the SPL lab, but I was like, man, there's a lot more that this AP can do, the audio precision can do than the SPL lab. But the SPL lab does show a lot more than the 81, but the 81 is a one-trick pony, and it is meant to dyno amplifiers, power, and built-in resistors, and just all kinds of stuff switchable. It's nice. The SPL lab is kind of a more DIY dyno, and then you have to build your own resistors and stuff along those lines, but still it does show a lot. But the AP shows it all, everything A to Z, man. Baba, Dubby, thank you guys for hanging out. I know we had an awesome show Friday with Remy, and still got the excess battery over here. I just been kind of relaxing, catching up on a few things around the house, you know, the usual stuff. But still, yes, copyright claim every time because of Kicker. No pun intended. Ernie does have this license for the intro and outro, not the main one, but there's another one, and I always get hit for it every week, and for their own shows. I'm like, come on, I need that license, but it doesn't make a difference. No copyright claims here. All right, let's see. Choke Change, what is going on? Thank you for tuning in. Trap House, what is up? Andy, I'm actually installing the super cap that Remy suggested last show while listening to you. That is awesome, man. Good luck on installing that. Take your time, but I appreciate you tuning in, listening, commenting, being here. And I seen that you won the raffle on Base Dad. That is awesome, man. This guy, I don't know where you came from or whatever. You're here. I appreciate you, that you're part of the community now. Thank you for hanging out with us. And you know what? That capacitor is going to be night and day with what you had before. Appreciate you. And we got some pennies. Of course, we got to start off with pennies, man. Make sure you show your love and smash the like. Yes, guys, we only got 10 likes over here and 17 people watching on YouTube. Please smash the like if you're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, whatever. Appreciate you guys. And thank you, Claude. I think that's CJ. I believe that's CJ. That's got to be CJ. Yes, that is CJ. And speaking of CJ, he actually just joined the Patreon $25 tier Warhorse class. Thank you so much, man. And good friend of Jake's and friend of mine now. I appreciate you. And I got to meet a lot of you guys at Slamology. And here we are on live streams, just hanging out. You know the deal. But I appreciate you so much. And one thing I forgot to do, because we didn't do the main intro, I forgot to do the, where am I at on Kicker Club? Come on, where am I at? I need Kicker Club over here so I can see you guys. Am I not streaming on Kicker Club? Maybe that's what happened. Nope, I'm streaming on Facebook. Living Loud. Kicker. I'm on Kicker Club. There we are. Oh, come on, man. There we go. Awesome. Cool. Thank you, CJ. I appreciate you, man. And thank you so much for the pennies. And the pennies are raining 25. Thank you for tuning in with us tonight. Appreciate you, man. This guy's always been hanging out on the Unmasked streams. And, you know, take what you will from 25 if you know him. Awesome stand-up guy. Appreciate you, man. Bubba with a $5 super chat. He just wants to look at it.
Would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it.
And entering stage left. You know, I should just know by now.
Yeah, don't forget to hit the like. You gotta hit the like. Love them. It's real easy. That thing that goes like this. Pretty simple.
That's it. That's really it. And thank you, Dave, for letting us know to smash the like, and Baba and CJ. I appreciate you guys. And, man, it's working. We got 14 so far here. We got 14 likes. It pushes the YouTube algorithm or whatever that situation is. But I appreciate you guys. And these are late streams. I know Baba out in Vegas, you know, it's not too late for him, but a lot of guys out this way, it's already 11 o'clock at night. And I just appreciate you guys hanging out with us on the after show. And we're here to talk about some stuff that maybe you didn't get an answer for, that I can try the best I can to answer that question. But Joe really hit every single target. Like, man, he got a question, he answered it. And it to a degree, that someone else could understand. And I feel like that shows how smart a person really is. If they can kind of dumb it down and talk about things at a higher level as well, but explain it to you so that you understand, that shows intelligence. Joe's a very smart guy. A lot of the guys are at Kicker. Love you, Ernie. I wouldn't say he's the smartest, but he's smart in a lot of other ways. Love all of them, and they're awesome people, man. But you know, the information we learned tonight on the Unmasked show, some people would be paying to get that going to college. Just so you know. What we have at our fingertips is like no other, and appreciate it, guys. Watch the Kicker stream, buy some Kicker products, man. They don't do it for no reason, and it's awesome stuff. It really is. But you don't have to take my word for it. Jake with some pennies. Nope, it's not pennies, man. It's at Bassmaster.
Would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it.
Thank you, Jake. If you support Andy, I want to support you with a 50% off any square enclosure up to 4.5 cubes with free shipping. Team Andy all the way. Just mention Andy. Thank you, Jake. I appreciate you, man. And absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Man, this guy building out enclosures, it's his day job. He takes good work of his customers. You know what I'm saying? Building the enclosures for them. Doing all the hard work, and you know, it's good stuff. You know, you can go out and buy prefabs, you can go out and build your own custom box, and anybody can do it per se cheaper, but it takes money to get to that point to be able to do it cheaper for yourself, or knowledge, and knowledge is money and time. So this guy, he does it for everybody, and awesome enclosures, and that's the one I have my L7X in, and it bangs, dude. 148 plus at 33, 34 hertz on 2K on 112, and it's musical, you know, for being an SPL driver and the way we designed it. Yeah, he did all the design work too, so he can help you out. And man, I sent a few people his way, so please, guys, if you want an enclosure up to 4.5 cubes, Jake will take care of you, man. Just go check him out at SDK Enclosures on Facebook. You know what? I should drop his link in here. Yeah, we're going to do that. I'm going to drop his link so you guys can go check out his Facebook page. And if you want to get an enclosure, do it. SDK Enclosures. Check it out. 5.5 thousand likes, 5.7 thousand followers. Built beautiful designs. Thank you, Jake. I appreciate you so much, man. I really do. You know, that just helps out the community. And no box is cheap. You do it yourself. You go buy a prefab, you go buy a profab, whatever you want to call it. It is not cheap. And to be able to get a discount on top of his rates that I know of, that is a heck of a deal. Thank you so much, Jake. And go check out the link, the Facebook link. Go give him a like and a follow. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate you. And this guy's living loud too, man. He really is. We got Stu. What is going on, Stu? Thank you for tuning in with us tonight. We're 13 minutes in. We're going to keep it short. I say this every time, 30 minutes. Just so we can go hang out in Discord. I can go take my trash out. It's Tuesday. We just watched almost a 2-hour, yeah, I think it was a 2-hour stream. Yeah, 2-hour stream of Unmasked. Awesome stuff, man, you know. And that's the thing with just live shows and when you're doing live demonstrations. To fit that all in an hour and a half like they normally do is not an easy task, and answer your guys' questions. I feel like they really stuck to their roots of just what the Unmasked show is and was. And, you know, it was awesome, man. And you guys, I could tell in the comment section, you guys were loving it, man. Dave and Goliath, that's when, oh, come on, what are you doing? RGA, man, I do read these, but like RGA, we love RGA. And I just threw it up. Come on, man. Appreciate you tuning in, though, man. Yes, the bass that shagged me. You know, you can never have too much shag. And speaking of pizza boxes, I'm just going to bring it up because I was bored last night, and I didn't even put 2 and 2 together that the pizza boxes were going to be a thing. But yeah, that's the big one from Fox's. It's taking up the entire box. This box is huge of pizza, and that's what they were putting the amplifiers in tonight, just so you guys wouldn't know which amplifier they were comparing against, because that's, you know, you don't need to do that, but you still need to get the point across, like, hey, there's good amps and then there's better amps, and we're going to show you why. But I can never say no to pizza, so it is what it is, man. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Let's see. Any enclosure. Any. Doesn't have to be a square. Now, what if it's a L7X? Can we do 51% off for an L7X enclosure? Just because it's square. You know how I am with squares, man. No, you know, if it doesn't have a little bit of sweat on it, it wasn't made with love, VC. It just wasn't. Appreciate you tuning in, too. I drank too much water, but not so much where I have to leave the stream halfway through, you know? We're okay. We are okay. I feel like my audio sometimes gets a little off with this camera over here, and I don't know why, but it's a camera from like 2010, so I'm not yelling at it, but still. I'll just talk like this behind the mic. You won't even be able to tell. You know what I mean? It kind of works that way. We'll be like one of those podcasters, real close, you know, you can't even tell what I'm saying, you know? Just listen, that's all. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, and man, Wiz is just hanging out. He's doing well. He needs water change though, but we're living it up. What's going on, Ryan Moore? Thank you for tuning in. We got Thomas Wilkinson from Kicker Club, Mo, and Casey. I appreciate you guys. You know, and I like how Joe gave a little plug for Kicker Club tonight. And he does hang out in Kicker Club and answer your guys' questions. I'm not saying, you know, what's better, a 12 or a 10 kind of question. But the questions that he sees that, you know, no one's answering, and it's about amplifiers, he's answering them. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and Joe, thank you for the shout out, but you know what? It's everybody's group, not just mine. Kicker Club is awesome, and I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. I should have done it a long time ago, but everything happens for a reason when it happens, and I believe that, man. 33,000, 32,000 members? I don't know. We're climbing, man. It's been insane. Troy, what is up? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you, Troy. Man, can't wait to meet you in person. One of these days, we will, dude. We will. I got to get the JP discount on flights, though. That guy be flying everywhere. I love JP. Happy birthday, JP. Appreciate you guys. Debbie. Andy, Blake was terrorizing me for saying Terra amps have terrible THD. You know, again, it's not per se the topology or whatever. It's just the type of stuff they're putting into these amplifiers. You know, cheaper parts, smaller caps, smaller this, you know, not really going overboard on building it to be strong or better, whatever. And that's why they're cheaper inherently. You know, Terra amps, you don't think of them as this high SQ amplifier. You think of it as cheap power, and it delivers. And you don't care how it does it. Blows up, buy another one. About the third the price of some other amps that do the same power. But, you know, that's again just power. You know, or is that all you really want? Maybe for 10,000 watts, and, you know, you're just playing whatever. Sure, it works. But I feel like, you know, there is a learning curve with cheaper amplifiers, just like how Joe is not making fun of me, but, you know, in a way, like we put that into the amplifier so you wouldn't blow it up. And I know that. And that's why I tell people when they ask me, can I wire half ohms? Can I do this? Do you got a kicker amp? If you're gonna do it and not feel so afraid, do it on a kicker amp, because they make them dummy proof. And it's literally, and I wanted to hear it from Joe, because it's like I could tell something was saying, nope, that's too much. Here you go. Nope, that's too much. And it wasn't. It's when I was really deliberately pushing it farther than I needed to. And I don't need to really wire it half ohm, but, you know, to get the highest SPL, to squeak out some extra watts, absolutely I do. Honestly, I could have grabbed the dual 2 and wired down the 1 ohm. I got the dual 1, so I'm at half or 2. So I'd rather be at 1 on there, but you know what? Let's just try it at half, and it worked great. But But then there's that, limiting factor of just the amount of, what was it, like the wall of voltage or wall of current, either one. You hit a wall, and I feel like it's the current one just because I'm wired so low. The amplifier is fine on the voltage end, but the current it's not. And I've noticed that a lot when wiring down, just for the simple fact making more power at a lower voltage because the impedance is lower. So if you have the voltage higher, usually your impedance is lower because voltage divided by current is in your resistance, your impedance in a sense. So it is interesting. But again, dummy proof, and I'm a big dummy. We all are. Even when you're just testing stuff, you can know everything, but you need to try it. You need to learn that. And instead of blowing up your amplifier, they say, no, you're good. You don't need any more power. So teraamps, they're not going to do that. They're not. But it might be cheaper to buy two and say, all right, I learned my lesson and I'm fine. I'm not going to do that again. And it might work out great for you. It really will. But if you're getting down the THD and all the other stuff, then it's like you're really pulling hairs, and you might want a better amplifier if you know that much. Hip to be square, man. He's gonna be Stu-sicle this weekend. Thank you for tuning in, Blake. Get Jay Shipes, thank you for hanging out with us. I appreciate you guys. Trap House with a $5 super chat. Would you look at that?
Would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it.
That's all you can do. Thank you, Trap House. Just sent SDK a message on Facebook for the 2G2 Jensen 10s box. Heck yes. Heck yeah. SDK enclosures for the win. Trap House, you're going to have to join us on the Discord after party. It's in my About section. Please join it. Hang out with us. Jake's there too. And we are going to get you set straight. And this guy, I see you out there, man. 100%. And I'm reeling you in. I appreciate you, Trap. And that is awesome. Dude. Awesome enclosure builder. Awesome guy, too. Thank you so much, Trap House, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Excuse me. Anson, thank you for tuning in. I seen on the Unmasked show they were going to show your build that you got from the 5K winner subscriber. I guess you say my channel and Kickers together. And man, I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag because I know that they're going to want to do that probably the next Unmasked show. So what I'll do is I won't say nothing. I won't say nothing. You didn't send me any pictures anyway, but I know what you got. But I'll wait for them to do it. I'll remind Ernie. Not this Tuesday, because that's me. Next time they're on, I'll remind Ernie to be like, hey, throw up Anson's pictures of the 5K winner subscriber giveaway. But I appreciate you tuning in. Is Chinese for terrible amps, If I didn't know better, I would probably believe you. Thank you so much for tuning in, man. And congratulations again. He got the whole Live Loud with Andy swag pack and $1,500 worth of Kicker merch, man, or not merch, equipment. It's awesome to have you here. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate all you guys. Man, you guys are awesome. Let's check out the YouTube analytics. We got 17 likes and 18 watching on YouTube. We got 22 altogether. The other 4 guys, I love you too, but hang out at YouTube. It's cooler. Appreciate you guys. And you know what? This is the after show anyway. This isn't like Kicking It with Andy. It's not Friday. Friday should be fun. We're just going to have a kickback, relax show. Maybe, I don't even know. I do want to do another phone in, but I want to do it where people are new, which we do have new people coming in, which is cool. So maybe we could do that. Maybe not this weekend, next weekend or something, next Friday, or give or take. We'll figure it out. But either way, I don't know. Friday's always fun. It's always fun. And then next Tuesday, Kicking with Andy. And I'm not 100% sure exactly what I'm doing. I'm trying to get a few ducks in a line, but we'll see exactly what plays out. But Thursday, I got some plans for somebody. We'll see what we're going to do. All right. Ryan Moore. I rock my Smart Bass 3K at half ohm all day with great SQ, and no one can tell me what type of amp it is. And I feel like if you have the enclosure parameters in check, you're never going to drop below what the amplifier can do safely, and you never run into those walls, and your voltage is good, you should never have a problem no matter how low you wire, because the enclosure is creating a resistance in the enclosure because of the air spring and all that fun stuff, and which is limiting the amplifier power. So you really don't have a problem. It's when you drop below that, you hit those walls, and those walls don't put the amp in protect, and then the FETs blow, or just whatever the situation is. So, you know, I'm not going to say it's the worst SQ amp, because our ears are dumb, you know, like how our brain perceives sound with phase and distance, and it's just like calculations in our brain. So there are ways to trick it, and there's a lot of things that mask over it. That's why 9 chances out of 10 you see people bumping down the street and they're clipping, man. But the people that actually learn more about it, they're like, man, I want something that sounds good. Wow, I can hear so much more detail because I use this amplifier instead. So it all depends what you're really trying to compare it against. Can it work for you? Absolutely, man. And can you tell the difference what amp it is? Not really. I mean, honestly, you really can't, especially with bass amps along those lines, man. It is raining. It is raining, 25. It is raining. John, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. I know it's late for you. Appreciate that you are here. It is Brazilian, but I mean, yeah, yes. Chinesium, something of the sort. Yes. Let's see. I'm Jake, and I support this message. Thank you for the penny, sir. It's a good message. It really is. Oh, smack dab. 18 concurrent viewers, 18 likes. Those are the kind of numbers I want to see. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Jake. It's cost effective. You know, when I went down to Stillwater the first time and they were showing me all these headphones, I need to find the picture. I think I might have showed it to you. I don't know. They had a pair of Koss headphones. They did a thing where they would let you have Kicker earbuds. One, if you thought they sounded better than yours, and two, you had to cut yours and give them your old pair. And there was a pair of Koss headphones in there, man, and I'm like, oh, poor 25. But you know what? Hey, you live and you learn. Appreciate you, 25. You know, that's what's funny about the show. You guys make me laugh. You really do. Bubba coming in with a $5.
Would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it.
Just look at it. I'm Bubba, and I support Jake's message. You know what? Smash the like, guys. Go check out Jake's stuff, man. I don't know, Jake, you gotta let me know on the after party how many people followed you, and we'll see if we can compensate on the next show. I appreciate you, Bubba. Thank you guys so much. I know Blake's gonna be interesting on the after show. We have 2 after shows now on Tuesday. I've seen those in a ton of earbuds that got cut up. I know, it was insane. It looked like a horror scene, you know, for me at least. I'm sure for you too, you know, we're car audio whatever files, audio files. And, you know, just to see all those headphones just tarnished, ruined, but for a good reason. And it's crazy. It's cool. And they had some pretty old ones in there too, man. It was like the 2006, 2010 era, you know, and like that's, you know, it's like they had some pretty good headphones back then, and Kicker was killing it, man. I would love to hear any Koss speaker play below 25 hertz. You know, I feel like headphones just don't really do well. I mean, like earbuds and stuff, you know, way down low. It's just such a small driver. And I don't know. You can hear it if you're really trying. Now, open air, I've heard some really incredible headphones, and I'm sure they can play really down low, but still, nonetheless, it's definitely hard to play that wasted information, man. Kibo with some pennies. Llama red pajama reads a story with his mama. Thank you, Kibo. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for the pennies. And yeah, I didn't jump on that trend. I didn't make a short or do anything like that. I don't really jump on trends. I try to keep it car audio as much as I can. I mean, TikTok is addicting, Don't get me wrong. But I did not jump on that trend. There you go. Now you can make it a short, and 25 will throw it up. Appreciate you, Kibo. Jake with more pennies, and he appreciates. I can't. I'm Jake, and I support Baba's message of Jake's message from what Baba said to Jake about Jake, and Baba said to Jake, Jake said about Baba. Yes, I agree too, man. Go check out SDK Enclosures. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. And you know, I know everyone's been asking, man, like what's up with these hats, man? Oh, what happened? USB drive F. Oh, that's this guy right here. I just gotta take this out. This is one of those tiny micro SD converters to USB-A. You need to get these going, man. These are awesome hats, and as you can tell, it's the same thing from his website there. It's awesome. Thank you so much, Jake. Appreciate you. And Baba too, and everybody else, and Kibo, goodness gracious, all you guys, man. CJ, Trap House, all y'all. And William 2.0, tater tots are awesome. You know, man, when I used to work at Sonic, I would skate right through the kitchen and just steal tater tots. Not gonna lie, maybe that's why they fired me. No, but while I'm quitting that job, that was fun. Let me tell you, tater tots, Sonic, good. We actually just did bring home some tater tots from Sonic. You know, the ones you buy. And made our own chili cheese tots like 3 days ago. So yes, absolutely. I can agree with that one. I can agree with that one. No, I don't want to add that to the photos. I wondered if there was anything else I wanted to throw up. I mean, shoot, with the Unmasked show, I mean, God, they literally covered every angle of what they were trying to do. And that's why the show went long too. But just to compare, I know Derek does bring it up on his amp dynos, like you can see the watts, like he was saying at the end, and the differences, and how much really makes a difference. But there's a lot more factors that are at play that make the sound better with the noise floor and stuff like that. I know from back in the day, I'd start my car, my volume, as soon as I went from 0 to 1, it would go shh, just like the background music there. And I wouldn't have anything playing, and I can barely even hear the music. And I'm like, why does that sound so bad? And yeah, it was just the gains are way too high. The pre-out voltage is low. The amplifiers are cheap. I know from experience too, like whenever I was trying to add more power onto the Solo X, what I did was I bought a Cool Audio. You can call it a Boss. Cool Audio SSL cheap amplifier for like $200. And it said it did 5,500 watts RMS at 1 ohm and 2,500 at 2. And I'm like, well, I got a dual fork and wired at 2. And then when I get, you know, whatever down the road, I'll be okay. But I didn't think I was going to get another Solo X. Like, geez. So I ran it at 2 ohms. And before I had it on a Kenwood 9104D 900 RMS amp compared to 2,500. And I'm like, man, this sounds louder. Don't get me wrong. But it sounds bad. It didn't have, it could have been a little bit of crossovers and just how I was, you know, inexperienced, but there was something you could tell with how the bass was transpired, you know, and obviously I want to put more power on it with that same box and was fine and didn't have that bad sound. And it was just the amplifier was cheap. The Kenwood was almost twice the price and quarter the power, at least half the power. But regardless, I think that's what they were trying to show was, you know, cheaper amplifiers are cheaper for a reason, and they have their limitations. And I loved how with Jake's question, with just not this one, but Jake's question on the live show about, you know, what do you like more headroom or more amplifiers to do the same dynamic and RMS? And you know, I answered in my mind, I want something that's got a little extra gravy. You know, it's got a lot of dynamic room. And the way he explained it, of how they have built up capacitors that technically can do that burst, but then the voltage sags so they won't do any more power so that they hit their RMS levels. And I'm like, man, that kind of sounds like they're kind of screwing us over there. You know, I thought that I would want an amp that had a lot of dynamic range. subwoofer or mids and highs for those kick drums that I'm not playing anyway, but still, if I wanted to. And it doesn't, you don't need, like, it's just, I would rather, you kind of just want something that is built to do what it's supposed to do, and not, again, still not push your amplifier to that breaking point anyway. You really don't need to. Buy and run a bigger amplifier just so that you don't have to push it to, oh, well, it does more dynamic at its most compared to its RMS. You don't even need to do that anyway. Just run a bigger amp, and you never you'll never notice the difference. That's kind of the thing. So I don't know. I feel like they really covered so much tonight. It was an awesome show. Ernie, J-Dub, Bill, Aaron, and Joe, you guys killed it tonight like you always do. And Llama, Red Pajama, feels alone without his mama. Poet, and you didn't even know it, Jake? Man, that's some awesome stuff right there, man. Be writing some rhymes. I appreciate you, and thank you for the pennies. The pennies just don't stop. Pennies. 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 Thank you, man. Josh, we're already over 30 minutes. I know that's going to go. Dampening factor is crap on those cheap amps, and man, they even went in. Dude, you got to watch. It's on my channel here, and it's on Kickers. Either way, watch the Unmasked show, not the after show. Watch the Unmasked show, and they actually talk about dampening factors that they don't really matter. And the way that Joe explained it was literally testing your car on a 0 to 60 run or a quarter mile test, whatever it is, without the body of the car and just maybe the engine and the wheels. I don't know. Just you can't really compare that way, I guess. And even with some of the small chip amplifiers where they can actually read a negative dampening factor, which is really, really good, but it doesn't exist. So you can't really go off that anymore, from what I understand. And there's other, real factors that you should look at. Is mostly the RMS, the THD, signal to noise ratio, stuff like that. And, the quality of the components, and obviously like how the different channels work together, if they're equal or they're not. But honestly, man, at the end of the day, it's just physics. You get what you pay, and you that's it, man. You cheap out, you're going to get cheaper results, and maybe just something that would sound like it has a less of a dampening factor. But that's what I thought walking into this, and now it's like, nope, that's wrong. And I'm like, okay, I believe you, Joe, because Joe knows a lot, man. And literally, it comes more to the dampening of the subwoofer, and that's just amazing. It really is. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate you hanging out with us. Yeah, it's just on my page or YouTube page on Facebook. I appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. That's it. Exactly, Josh. And I learned that today. I know a lot of you guys go in there, you're learning stuff, but there's a lot of times when I'm walking in, I'm like, okay. And, it's because I know a decent amount. And whenever I go in there and I'm just blindsided by information, I'm like, I love this. I love this. This is the best stuff. And, I've had a phone call with Joe. We were talking about the Warhorse amp and communicated on Facebook and stuff, on Kicker Club as well. Awesome guy. And any of those guys, whenever I get that one-on-one, even chewing on Steve Irby's ear when I was down there asking him about all kinds of stuff with just like crossovers and capacitors for active crossovers, and just having those so that the amplifier does the same impedance and it doesn't drop or spike because of the frequencies that are playing and the crossovers that it has, and just how it works. And it just, I love that stuff. It's amazing. And more input. Yeah, that's right, J5. I love it, man. I love it. Llama, did someone say yo mama? Here we go. Show is going sideways. We're past the breaking point. Thank you, Vite Dev, not Dev. I appreciate you for the pennies, man, and thank you for tuning in. I seen you were tuning in too on the Unmasked show. It's awesome. Crosstalk modulation, and that's another thing too. Yeah, with the 2 channels of the amplifiers of their left and right stereo split signal of how it's whatever. Poof, right over my head. But I get it. I know it needs to be a thing, and that's why you pay for products that are quality. You know, everyone says, "Oh, you're paying for the name." You are. But you're also paying for the research, the development, the quality, the quality control, just everything down the line. And that's why it is more expensive, man. And, you know, a lot of us, majority, we need the expertise from these professionals. We're not amp designers. We're not subwoofer designers, maybe enclosure designers, but not many of us are, you know, building these things. So they kind of know. And, you know, if you just want something simple, sure, maybe you can cheap out and it works for you, but that's not going to work for me long term. And I don't want to waste my money down the road. And that's kind of where it is counterintuitive buying cheap. And that's just anything in life. It really is. And sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. I appreciate you guys. Blake, Professor Blake, it's not that dampening means nothing, but that every modern amp has a dampening factor at least 10 times better than what it would be audibly perfect. Wow. So it's like impossible numbers, but we still look at them and say, would you look at that? Is that all we do?
Well, would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it. Just look at it.
I guess that's all we can do with the dampening numbers. You know, they don't really mean too much, but you can look at them. It's the end, absolutely. And that, I feel like that one, and you know, I even heard him say it where, you know, companies can fudge the numbers, and it makes sense. It makes sense where, you know, any company can. But you would think, even with like these strict regulations of, you know, giving the consumers what they're paying, what they're buying, so they know, kind of, you know. So they can't cheat the system. Everybody finds a way. I know even Kenwood amplifiers love Kenwood to death, and they were that CEA 2006 rated at 4 ohms, but guess what? Failed at 2-in-1 miserably, and blew up before I even got to do a video. I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to do it because it makes it look bad. And that amplifier they don't even make anymore, but still, there are corners that they cut in ways that they tweak things. I know even with sensitivity of a subwoofer, you know, your SPL, 1 watt, 1 meter, well, that can be at a different voltage. And what is that, at 2 ohms in series or down to parallel, so it's louder? And they fudge the numbers, man. Who knows? They're probably moving the mic up. It's like asking a guy, hey, what do you meter? Oh yeah, I do a 50 on a 10-inch woofer. And it's like, okay, do you got the proof? And they're like, oh yeah, here, just a screenshot, no video, no nothing, and you got to take his word to the bank. I wouldn't say no, they lying to you. Pink JP amp, anyone? I seen that on Derek's video today. The breast awareness amplifier, breast cancer awareness amplifier. There we go. Mine's ticking. Cool amps. And I seen it literally just did rated, and I feel like that's how every amp should be. Just do rated and a little bit extra gravy. I don't want there to be so much gravy I can't even find my mashed potatoes, man. You know? I know a lot of guys, they want their 3K to do 10K, but that's not me. That's not me. Not for someone that says, oh yeah, hey, go buy this amplifier and match with this. Or just the average consumer, because they're going to be blowing up their subs and being like, well, I matched the RMS, what happened? And yeah, that amp actually does twice that power, believe it or not. They figure that, you know, with box rise and stuff like that, you're never going to see that at power anyway, which is true. But still, even in that being the case, you can have an amplifier that's bigger, and I suggest that, you know, like 125, 150% of, you know, what your subwoofer can handle. That's how much RMS you should run on your sub with the amp size. But, you know, that's not for everyone. It really isn't. It really is not. Because someone might just, you know, turn it up the whole way, and then they're clipping with all that power, and then it blows even faster, and you're wondering why. Well, they're just expecting way too much out of their system. Point blank. Whew. All right, cool. Pioneer PRS 80. All right, cool. Yeah, we're just going to end it here. I love you guys. Garrick, What is up? No, you're good, man. And we're ending anyway. This was supposed to be 30 minutes. I want to keep it fresh, you know, and it's an Unmasked After Show. And they ran after. But honestly, the show should be 30 minutes, but it was a deep subject, so we went over a little bit. I love you guys, and I will see you Friday. And if you're not in the Discord or Discords, please do so. I got my link in the About section, and we will send you to all the Discords that we hang out in. But guys, I love you so much. And I guess we'll do, yeah, we got to do it. We got to do it. I love you guys. I will see you Friday. This was the Kicker Unmasked After Show. And again, Ernie, Jeremy, Bill, Aaron, and Joe. You guys did excellent tonight. I love you guys. And I'll see you on the next one. Stay living loud.
So we're kicking it with Andy, right? You know what that means. We living
Living Loud with Andy.
Hold up. So turn the game down, Andy.
I'm not turning down the game, but thank you, Joe. And Jake, live loud with Llama Red Pajama, vibing with his mama. I like it. Living loud with Llama Red Pajama, vibing with his mama. Hey. Hornut, chugga chugga with the train the corn and the nuts. Love you, man. Thank you. I see you guys are already in the Discord, hanging out in Jake's, but we got Blake and El Chingo in the Living Loud with Andy Discord after party. I will see you guys there. Stay living loud. Love you.